Finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. So they take... over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So just a disastrous start to a playoff game as they fumble away the opening kickoff.
It's so simple. Ball security, so important in a game like this.
Here we go. 18, what's up?
Play action. Stroud now. That is caught by Mitchell for a Jets touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Jets will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Now the extra point. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A first carry for Rashawn White. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now 2nd and 9.
Get it?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
Hurt. Let's go.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a yard.
Trap 60, trap 60. Here we go. Trap 18, Bronco 80. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Looking to throw. Presley. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Rashawn Gary. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
19 tight. 19, 2.
Back to throw. Presley. He'll try and do this himself. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
And the Texans, first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Back to throw now on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Rashawn Gary. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
70 Timberwolves. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
19 seconds. 18. Outside. 2J.
Here's Stroud. Running his slant, and he finds Mitchell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His second catch in this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Stroud out of the gun here. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete.
Well, he's got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Stroud off the play fake. And this is incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
On the quick, right?
Stroud looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall taking it in from a yard out. And the Jets are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Presley. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Presley will swing this out to Marks. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Back to throw again. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are back within a score. 17 touchdowns, you remember, for this rookie during the regular season, and now he has his first in the playoffs.
And we know the guys on the other side of the field were hoping that he would be intimidated by playing in the postseason, but they can just let that go because he's as confident as they come. And I know that he believes that that's the first of many playoff touchdowns that he's going to have as his career progresses.
Gets by him at the 25. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jalen Petrie picks it off.
Stroud's pass. Intercepted. The Texans take over 1st and 10.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Crack all 80. Ready,
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, but now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. Crack.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Hey, Viking 18.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
60 Bison, 60. Rig alert, rig alert. Hurt. Let go.
Well, now here's a carry heading left. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
18, let's go. Steady.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Sets up 4th down.
And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the 2nd half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the 1st half.
Under. 11.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Throwing now is Stroud. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
18,
Stroud. This pass out wide to Hall. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Stroud to throw it. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jamison Williams, 28 yards. And the Jets have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point forthcoming. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he returns this to the 22.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Jermaine Johnson there to bring him down. 2nd and 9.
At the 23-yard line.
Looking to throw. Presley. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. There's the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They need 12 here. It's 3rd down. Stroud will look to throw once more. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Bates' kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
21-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own doorpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And this throw is complete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Presley. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
And this will be incredible field position as that'll kick out of bounds inside the opponent's 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go, let's go. Hey.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
35-yard line.
And Stroud now to throw. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. 35 yards. And the Jets continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
The kick is good.
Extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He's going to go up top again. And it's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Houston. 44 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 31 yards. And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread.
Texans 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurt yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Now a 3rd and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Now Stroud. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hall. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Ariza is on to punt here as he gets this one away. And where did this one go out? Now they'll start with good field position, 45-yard line.
19, come on.
Throwing to start the drive. Presley. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10.
18, 5, Stephanie. 79, Panther 11.
Back to throw. Presley. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
60 Maverick! 60 Maverick!
The final shot before break. Presley. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Call again on second down. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Here is 3rd and 5.
Third down and 5.
Looking to throw. Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Jets.
Play action. Stroud now. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime in trying to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Back to throw. Stroud. Will try and do this himself. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That's some good running from Stroud, and he gets them the first down.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived to the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here we go.
They'll try to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They start the drive with White. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the 7. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Wide open receiver complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Hall. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball again on second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. They'll run with Hall. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Bulldozes past him. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. It's caught on the right side, Williams. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
On the 3. 18. That's it.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. He's got this complete to Williams. And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, They see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
Here we go. 18. What's that?
They'll go again with Hall. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Bates' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this one, Charles, it's only the 3rd quarter, but they appear to be well on their way to victory.
I would say so because a 1-score lead you don't even count, but a 2-score lead you know can evaporate in an instant. 3 scores, feeling good, but you know it's not over yet. But now they've got a 4-score cushion. I think you can feel pretty confident in the fact this is going to go your way.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out when they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Ready.
Here's a toss right side with White. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10.
Got it. Go.
They'll go up the middle with White. And they stop him up short of 1st down as they get him about the 43. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point on the road, no less, in the wild card round. And they look to finish things off here in this 4th quarter. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 62 yards rushing now, as he's done it on 22 carries.
All right.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. Now he's loose again. He's on his way. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Jets start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Opting to run again here with White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Here we go.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now, this deficit. They have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they're down huge in this game.
Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Jets.
On the counter, it's Hall. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Hall again on 2nd down. Gets by him and out of daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 169 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Second and 6. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Now Allen. And he stopped immediately there. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Jets.
Here's Allen. He will push his way down to about the 14. Henry To'o there on the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The Jets advance to the next round as we say so long, everybody.